standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'd just like to note, just for the audience to keep up with the agenda here, we have included another resolution, number 12. That's just so you'll know something else is coming. So I will ask the clerk to call the roll, please.
Councilmember Archibald? Here. Councilmember Huron?
Here.
Councilmember Lamb?
Here.
Councilmember Mosherak?
Here.
Councilmember Payton?
Here.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Here.
Mayor Ashford?
Present. Next, you have before you the regular City Council meeting of July the 14th. What's your pleasure? Motion? So moved.
Support.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald and supported by Councilmember Mosherak. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Motion carried. Okay, now at this time, we have a presentation. If you read that.
Proclamation designating September 2025 as National Recovery Month will be presented to representatives of the Blue Water Recovery and Outreach Center.
Yes, and if Patrick, you can join me at the podium, please. And the whole group here.
Thank you so much.
More than welcome. Okay, so this is a proclamation that I will be presenting to our finest recovery group that really does the job from the heart. So it says, whereas behavioral health is an essential part of health and one's overall wellness, and whereas prevention of mental and of substance use disorder works treatment in effective and people recovery in our area and around the nation. And whereas preventing and overcoming mental and substance use disorder is essential to achieving healthy lifestyles, both physically and emotionally. And whereas we must encourage one another and all take part in being the solution for our community. And whereas thousands of people in St. Clair County are affected by substance use disorder, and whereas to help more people achieve and sustain long-term recovery, the United States Department of Health and Human Services, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy, and the Port Huron City Council invites all our residents of Port Huron to participate in National Recovery Day at Pine Grove Park, September 13, 2025. Now, therefore, I, Anita R. Ashford, by the authority vested in me as Mayor of the City of Port Huron, and on behalf of Council Members Archibald, Lorenza, Lamb, Mosherak, Payton, and Pemberton, do hereby proclaim September 13, 2025 to be National Recovery Day in the City of Port Huron, and it is with great honor, we mean that. We present this proclamation to the Blue Water Recovery and Outreach Center, which provides the face and voice of recovery and helps the residents of Port Huron restore their life from substance use disorder. In witness whereof, I do set my hand and cause the corporate seal of the City of Port Huron to be affixed this 11th day of August 2025. Anita R. Ashford, Mayor. It's a strong heart because I just want to congratulate you guys again because I'm there, right there with you in the front line, trying to help make a difference because it's not one of us, it's all of us together to make that difference. So thank you, God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you again, well deserved. Now we.
Chance to say thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. Just, from the bottom of our heart, addiction doesn't see boundaries. It doesn't see skin color, white or black, or where you're at. And rich or poor, it just ravishes through your household. And addiction can be very ugly, but recovery can be very beautiful. And we thank you for standing behind recovery, and we thank you for standing behind BW Rock.
Thank you, Patrick. Okay, now we will move on to our public hearing.
To hear comments on the Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report for the 2024 program year.
Okay. Public hearing is now open. Do we have anyone here wishing to address? Please step forward.
Mayor, City Council, Ken Harris, 1521 Wells Street, Port Huron, Michigan. I'd like to draw your attention on the CAFR report to page 21. And page 21 talks to you about lead-based paint hazards and how we recognize them in the city of Port Huron. But if you pay attention to the last meeting here, we had a lady who was here, one of the many property owners in the city of Port Huron, who found out through the city that they have lead pipes in their house. We have no provisions in the city of Port Huron to help these people out. You know, Flint has had a problem with that, and they had government aid and stuff like that. But we don't have anything. I don't know what happened. That lady here, I took the letter and stuff, and it was an internal letter, and it said that she had, and it doesn't sway me a bit because we had a lot of old stock in Port Huron. So I think we have to have something when we run in this part, because I'm going to write to the U.S. government and ask them why lead pipes isn't in this parameter, because it should be there. The only other thing I have, I went through the report also, and then we have like 10 precincts in the city of Port Huron. Only one precinct, the city of Port Huron, got cleanup last year, where they tell everybody in the neighborhood, get your junk out, and we're going to do something in neighborhoods. It's time we did something to the other 9 precincts in Port Huron. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your comments. Okay, is there anyone? Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council,
Good evening.
citizens of Port Huron. I wanted tonight to appeal to you for a man who's no longer with us, Mayor.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, did I make a mistake?
This is public hearing time.
I apologize.
Okay. It's okay, I'm sorry. Am I talking, can you hear me, sir? Oh, okay. Okay, we'll let you know when public comments come up. Thank you.
How are you, Board? My name's Gary Lokers. I live on 5650 Willow Canyon Drive. I don't live in the city, but my girlfriend does. She lives over on Lincoln Street. And I've just spoken with James about this, and I'm sure he's trying hard. I see an upbeat police over there at 1419 Lincoln Street. A couple weeks ago, one of the residents, and I'm pretty sure he's mentally impaired, but he stabbed someone. And the next day he was released. And I just want to insist that we do something about this household, because people getting stabbed in the city, we can't have that.
Excuse me.
Yeah, sure.
You started talking about housing. I thought you were going to talk about something. This is public hearing.
Oh, okay. I thought we were
Okay,
just-
so
I
you'll
thought it was
come
open
back.
for-
No.
I apologize.
Mayor.
Okay, excuse me, I'm talking now. So let me explain to you, this right here is a public hearing, and it's only any items that are associated with, to hear comments on the Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report. So if anybody has anything to go into that, to voice your concerns, this is the time to do so. So it's now officially open, and then we will close it. And public comment is when you come before us, just expressing anything that's within our jurisdiction that you want to talk about. So that's public comment. Yes.
Vicki Blackburn, and I'm going to implore you to take it private, and I'm going to implore you to each take your own inventory, your own accountability.
Excuse me, this is not
This is
public
about,
comment.
this is about the evaluation, right?
No, ma'am. This is, no, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, I thought it was about the evaluation.
No, this is a public hearing to hear comments on the Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report. We get a report each year annually.
Oh, a different
This is an
report.
annual
Excuse
report
me.
that is done, yeah.
Okay, thank you, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We'll get there.
Okay, so did everybody understood what I just said? Okay, thank you. So does anybody have any comments at all on the annual performance evaluation report? Okay, well, if you don't have any, oh, do you have, okay.
I just skimmed through it real quick. I'm on the page. All right, so my question, if we can get this answered, is, and just because I didn't read the agenda like I normally do, and I understand that it's all attached to the agenda on the website, and it looks like it's 200 pages long. So on the first couple pages here, I see that we have a % complete of some of these projects, okay? And one of them on page 2, it looks like it's 8.5%, and it is for public facility infrastructure activities, low to moderate income housing benefit. But then we have up here, you know, other things that are done in 333% completion. So I guess for the layman's terms, if you could explain, or somebody could explain to us why we are doing 333% of one project and only 8.5% of another project, I think the community that would help us understand some things, and it may be funding wasn't there or something like that, but and that's just from the first couple pages that I skimmed over, and I'll be sure to email any more questions I have to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe we have the author here, sitting here, Jasmine, if you would like to come forth.
We'll close the hearing
Oh.
first.
Wait, does anybody else have any more questions before she comes? So she can only make this one step up. Okay, so we look like we have no more. Okay. And Jasmine, when you do answer this question right here, can you just give us a little synopsis or
Yeah.
brief, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So the CAPER, the Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report, is a report required by HUD. We submit at the end of each program year. That is a tally of pretty much what we accomplished in that program year. At the beginning of the year, you do an annual action plan. At the end of the year, you do the CAPER. So this is our 2024 CAPER. Our program year ended June 30th, and this is due at the end of September. I would say the highlights, we did do 2 neighborhood cleanups, 29 rehabs, and 7 urban pioneer down payment assistance. The 2 neighborhood cleanups, because there was that question about the precincts, that we only serviced 1 precinct. We move those neighborhood cleanups every 6 months based off of consultation with code enforcement. The last one we just did in May was actually north of the bridge around the Gratiot Park area. So we do move them throughout the city.
Oh, okay.
Both of those neighborhoods last year just happened to be in the same precinct. But we do try to service every neighborhood on a rotating basis, as long as they qualify as low to moderate income. So to answer the question about the accomplishments and the percentages, if you don't estimate right at the beginning of your 5-year consolidated plan, we just completed our 5-year consolidated plan, you're estimating for those 5 years how many people you're going to serve. If you move money around and you take money from neighborhood cleanup and put more in housing rehab, I can't change the estimates that are in there. So certain things might have low estimates because 5 years ago when we made the plan, we thought we were gonna fund A, B, and C, and as the years went on, we moved funding to different activities. But those estimates still stay in the consolidated plan. This report is created in a HUD system, so I can only alter it so much, and I cannot delete percentages. So certain things like the neighborhood cleanup, you'll see, I think that was one where it shows that we served, 619%. That's because we thought when we made the consolidated plan, we'd only service 500 homes. We served 3,000 households, meaning that the neighborhood cleanup area was just a lot larger than originally anticipated when the plan was developed 5 years ago. So it is hard to project 5 years out. You know, things change, we move funding around, different neighborhoods need different things. So that is why the neighborhood cleanup percentage is so high. And then the 8%, there's 6%, I don't see an 8%, the 6% was rental units rehab. That was because we funded rental rehab for a decade, and then we moved that money to exterior rehab because we weren't having good response from landlords, that they didn't have tenants that wanted to participate in the program. They didn't want to give landlords their proof of income, their personal information, and if they weren't willing to give that, we couldn't put the home through our rental rehab program. So we only served like 3 houses in a matter of, I think, 3 years. So we had to move that money to make sure that it was spent effectively.
Oh, okay. So case in point that, I'm just gonna call it a template, but it's all calculated according to HUD's. So we're locked into that, so we don't do any configuration.
Once I put something in there, I can't then delete it. So those,
Okay.
unfortunately, the neighborhood cleanup, we grossly underestimated 6 years ago how many homes we would service.
Okay, so they own the metrics.
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
thank
So
you.
some of things will overserve and some things will underserve. We try really hard to make our best estimates, but like I said, you're projecting 5 years out, and obviously things change during the course of those 5 years.
Okay. Well, since she's up here, do council have any questions of her? Of Ms. Jensen? Okay. Well, it's a great job as usual. You know, I know it's a lot of work, so.
Thank you.
So thank you for all that you do. So, the last call before I close the hearing. Okay. Public hearing is now closed. Okay. Now we move on to EF. Okay. Now we're at public comment. So if anyone in the audience wishes to address the city council on any agenda item or any matter under the city's jurisdiction, now is the time to do so. You are allotted 1 4-minute opportunity to make your comments. Please begin your comments by stating your name and address for the record. So, and also would like to add, you know, we had some, you know, conversation up here, you know, how clapping, you know, to me it's just human nature as anything, but we do ask you to keep the clapping, you know, if you got it, you know, it just at a minimum, you know, we are here, you know, conducting business, and as chair, I have to keep the decorum. So I know y'all don't want to make me look bad, so if I happen to, you know, hit on this thing, you know, Michael, you know, we're gonna have to, you know, quiet it down. So with that, the mic is now open to public comment.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
Manager Freed, City Council members. My name is Renee Hunter, 2804 Electric Avenue. I stand before you as a concerned citizen of Port Huron, Michigan. What prompted me to come before you all was the very tragic accident that occurred in my neighborhood on my street. On Monday, July 28th at 10:02 p.m., on Electric Avenue, a 15-year-old young lady lost her life involving an e-bike traffic accident. I don't want to speak concerning the details of that accident, but the safety side of it. I have been living on Electric Avenue for 7 years now. My concern is about the traffic on Electric Avenue. There are many, many vehicles that exceed the speed limit on Electric Avenue. The current speed limit is 40 miles per hour, which is absolutely insane because it's like having a highway in the middle of a neighborhood. My daughter is the same age as the young lady that lost her life. I have 4 children that play outside all the time. They enjoy riding their bikes, riding their scooters, playing volleyball, basketball, you name it. Every time they're riding their bikes on the sidewalk on Electric Avenue, I'm always so afraid of the speeding traffic. I have sat on my porch plenty of times and seen people on their cell phones texting while driving. We have cars and trucks that drag race, motorcycles doing tricks on the one-way on Electric Avenue. I went on Amazon a few years ago and I purchased these to put in my yard while my children are playing outside. It doesn't work at all. The police department have used the speed indicator device on Electric Avenue. It doesn't work at all. We have other young children that play outside, as well as walkers, runners, bikers, and mothers pushing their young childs in strollers. If we could possibly get a stoplight, stop sign, something to lower the speed traffic, I believe it will make everyone a lot safer. Let's not wait until someone loses their life to make Electric Avenue safe. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So thank you. Good evening. I'm Dr. Remington Nevin, 1970 River Road in St. Clair Township. I'm Medical Director of the County Health Department. I'm here to update you on some recent developments in the science and regulatory landscape pertaining to water fluoridation. As you may be aware, last August, the National Toxicology Program concluded with at least moderate probability that fluoride at approximately double the recommended concentrations is associated with the risk of neurodevelopmental adverse effects. And on reviewing this and other evidence in September of last year, a federal district court ordered the EPA to regulate fluoride at its current recommended concentrations under the Toxic Substances Control Act. This is a remarkable and recent development. Although EPA is appealing this ruling largely on procedural grounds, it does appear that EPA is not questioning the science on which this ruling was based. The evidence is increasingly clear that total fluoride concentrations that are likely to be encountered through both treated water and ingested topical fluoride-containing products does in fact carry an unacceptable risk of neurotoxicity and cognitive impairment, particularly during development. Accordingly, I believe that despite the appeal, it is only a matter of time before EPA does act, possibly to lower maximum accepted fluoride concentrations, but likely, in my opinion, to prohibit the addition of fluoride altogether. And in anticipation of such action, Florida and Utah have recently prohibited the addition of fluoride to municipal water, and over a dozen other states, though not Michigan, are considering such action as well. And across the nation, many municipalities are doing the same, including here in Michigan. And contrary to what you may have been advised, municipalities in Michigan have complete discretion in this regard. Past ordinances in support of fluoridation that may have been adopted decades ago, even by popular vote, should not be considered binding in light of this new evidence of neurotoxicity. And to my knowledge, neither Michigan law nor regulation restrict a municipality's executive or legislative authority to act to remove this threat if they so choose. In my opinion, it would be well advised for municipalities to at least consider doing this, as this would be supported by evidence and be consistent with the precautionary principle and with a proactive concern for the health of its residents. Now, in my purely advisory role as County Medical Director, I have recommended that the Health Department adopt regulations to formalize such a prohibition across the entire county. This is a recommendation only, and it would require formal action by both the health officer and by the county board. But I do believe this is appropriate based on the court order requiring inevitable EPA regulation. Our Advisory Board of Health meets the third Wednesday of each month at 9 a.m. at the Don Dodge Auditorium, and I would encourage residents or officials with interest to share their comments at a future meeting of this board. The department will also likely be organizing a more formal outreach and educational effort to discuss this further in the coming weeks. In the interim, I can be reached through the Health Department, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Again, I'm Dr. Nevin, St. Clair County Health Department. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening again. Ken Harris, 1521 Wells Street, Port Huron. Let me take you back to March 24th, 2025. This council voted on that evening 4-2 to not elect the most qualified female candidate for City Planning Commission. And the relationship with that is we're going to fill 2 positions in the Planning Commission tonight. One thing I'd like to remind you, though, I went through the process of trying to get to the Michigan Open Meetings Act, so I'll offer you this. The Michigan Open Meetings Act does not permit board members initiating individual or group private discussions among themselves to predetermine the outcome of a public vote or decision. The purpose of the Open Meetings Act is transparent government making decisions, not simply voting. Trustees should expect to discuss and debate issues relative to library business and public meeting. Well, I guess the reason I'm bringing it up, if you go back and look at the video, you can see that this resolution that night was decided prior to the council meeting. They voted here that night, but the content will be shown if you watch the video on that night that it was done outside the church. But, you know, there's just a sad thing, a kind of a little salt on the wound and stuff like that. But I'm just going to ask each one of you, when you go home tonight, find the biggest mirror in your house. Take a look in that mirror and tell yourself, did I do anything good for the citizens of Port Huron? You're the only one that can answer that question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harris.
I don't think I need to go into any more depth of what I was going to say, but when I was walking away, I seen a good friend of mine.
Your name, sir?
Oh, I got to be official again? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Gary Lokers, 5650 Kimball Township. Again, I spoke on the situation on 1419. When I was turning around, I seen a good friend of mine. I'm not going to say his name, but when I first met him back 10 years ago, he moved here from Detroit. And he said, you know, Gary, I'm so blessed to be in this community because I didn't want to raise my children the way I was raised, because I barely made it out of that lifestyle. And he's got a wonderful family. And I don't think he wants to be in a community where stuff like that's happening. So for his sake, because he came to this community and he's blessed me. He's a great friend. And I think other people just deserve to have a safe environment, a safe city where people are held accountable. And like I said, with that young man, he may or may not have mental issues, so maybe we can get him help so he's not suffering. So, but yeah, I don't want to see people getting stabbed, and I surely don't want to see people getting let out of jail the next day after they just stabbed a person. So I appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Eileen Tesh, 145 Channel Side, Algonac. I recently obtained some information from the city of Croswell in Sanilac County. They are searching for a new city administrator. So why is that important, and what does it have to do with the city of Port Huron? Well, when you look on their website, it is none other than City Manager James Freed featured as their lead executive recruiter. Pivot Group, the company that was hired by Croswell, Pivot Group Municipal Services, describes itself as an executive recruiting firm for city, villages, township managers, and department heads, and strategic planning and grant writing. Nowhere on the website that I could find did it say that James is currently employed as the city manager for Port Huron. It does, however, list on the website a number of their clients, including the city of Boyne, Lapeer, Coldwater, Montrose, Albion, Northville, Auburn Hills, to name a few. And the contact person is none other than James Freed. So it appears that Mr. Freed, has this side hustle or inside hustle. Is this legal? I don't know. Is it unethical? I don't know. It's questionable. Is this a conflict of interest? Not if he disclosed this. And everybody is aware of it. I ask each of you, again, did you know about this? And did Mr. Freed list this in the conflict of interest statement that was sent out to all city employees? All I know is that Mr. Freed is making money and the city is not. He earns in excess of $200,000 annually, as provided in the line items on the budget, not including all his perks, health insurance, car allowance, and that is more than the governor of Michigan gets paid. Every major industry has moved out of the city. There's no jobs, population is decreasing, and poverty is increasing. And what is current city manager James Freed doing about this? Well, again, it appears he's busy running another company or embroiled in one controversy or lawsuit after another. I understand that the Officer Shouty case was recently settled. That was Officer Shouty that assaulted a citizen here. And when I received an email from Mr. Freed, he said it was not an assault because Shouty didn't make any contact. Well, they settled the case. He's also busy harassing and threatening citizens, most recently Mr. Craig Schlinkert. And I'm sure you remember when I stood up here last year, when he verbally assaulted me in a public place, and then he threatened to have me removed from a public hearing and arrested if I didn't leave. And now he's accusing publicly he's accusing people publicly of having mental illness. I'm sure you all saw the Detroit News article. Not only does James Freed need to be fired, but all of you that know about this need to resign, because I know there's a few of you that never heard about this before. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Linda Bombard. I live in Fort Gratiot, 4091 Wilson Drive. I came here today to thank Council Member Barbara Payton, as well as the staff at Palmer Park Recreation Center. And the reason well, let me go into this. Denny and I, that's him, we moved back to Fort Gratiot 5 years ago. And when we moved back, we walked along Pine Grove Park, the waterway, and Palmer Park Recreation Center. Use the facilities on a regular basis, I will admit. But I also pick up the trash there on a regular basis also. But walking that way for the last 4 years, I had noticed that the young trees were tethered to stakes. And as a former professional gardener and currently a volunteer gardener up in Sanilac County, a little bit down here, I want to advise you, well, let me go back up. I wanted to go in there and tell them, release the trees. For 4 years, my husband said, no. Well, one day I was walking, he wasn't there. And I went in there and I said, could you guys release it? Matter of fact, you got a pair of scissors. I'll be happy to release the trees. They're over 4 years old and they're getting bound by the tether. It's impinging on their bark. We'll look into it. We'll get the tree people. I said, okay. Then I followed up because that's who I am. I actually looked up your website, and I'll call Council Member Barbara Payton, why not? So I called her, left a very long, probably tedious message about this issue and why you should never tether a tree, ever. Because trees have to move to be able to get a stronger trunk and a stronger, larger root system. The movement is vital. You may not know that, but I found out. Councilmember Payton did. She called me back that same day and apologized to me for not calling me sooner. Thank you, Barbara, but you did not, excuse me, Councilmember Barbara, you did not owe me an apology. You're a very good person, and especially since I explained to her I didn't live in this. I'm not going to vote for you, I can't. Although I would if I lived here. So within 24 to 48 hours after that discussion with both members, you know, either Councilmember Payton and the staff, it was done. The trees were released from their binds. Thank you. And then also Pine Grove Park the next day or thereabouts. I just want to say, you guys do good work. At least I can say that about Councilmember Barbara Payton. Thank you very much. And thank you, Ms. Ashford, Mayor Ashford, and I apologize for calling you Anita when you came in.
That's all right, well.
You'll forgive me? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
All right.
You have a good day.
You too.
Good evening, my name is Craig Schlinker. I live at 2413 Stone in Port Huron. I could lament further on what Eileen said earlier, but I'd rather talk about somebody else way more important. And that's Mr. James Wilson, who passed this past winter. And Mayor, I know you were there. Thank you for your support at the time. Recently, my mother spoke to the Blue Water Area Transit Commission because they had brought up a topic of dedicating the downtown transfer center in his name. Now, I know one of the commissioners is here. I would really like to see my mother see his name on that building before she too leaves us. James Wilson was an immense legend in this area with human rights. He brought service to the ADA community. He brought service to Port of Hope, supporting people recovering from addiction. Jim was in charge of the ARC for an amount of time. He was just an absolute legend who was a man of heart, integrity, and love for this city for over 30 years. But please consider your support for getting Jim's name on Blue Water Transit's building downtown. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and City of Port. Oh, I'm Trina Avedissian, Port Huron, Michigan, and this is Dawn.
Kimball, Michigan.
Kimball. I'm the president of Citizens for a Vibrant Community, and Dawn is the vice president. 2025 marked the 14th year of Art on the River. Art on the River is a 3-day art and music festival hosted by Citizens for a Vibrant Community. It has had a few locations over the years, but right now we are at Kiefer Park, and this is our home. It's a beautiful location. Everyone who goes there says it is just the best place to be. It has a beautiful view, and a lot of people come from out of town to this event, and they love it. We come before you tonight to thank the City of Port Huron and all the folks in the various departments for all the support and help over the years to make this event bigger and better than every year. Without their help and educating our group, we would not be able to do this. The past few years, we have learned we are drawing approximately 10,000 people to the event, many from out of town. We were mentioned on Channel 7 this past year. The Detroit Blues Society has been very supportive, drawing many people from downriver to our event. Each year we host a featured artist with the support of the Community Foundation of St. Clair County's Blue Water Arts Council. The artist is local and paintings show something from our area. Many of the paintings are now on display at the Port Huron Museum. One is hanging over the meat counter at Country Style Market, and one is hanging at Andy's Wine Bar located at 104 Water Street, if you care to go down and take a look at that painting. That would be Candy Pates from the year before. We're waiting for S.K. Mabry's painting to be done, and when that happens, we're going to move Candy's over to the museum, and we're going to put S.K.'s at the wine bar for a while. Tonight, we would like to present the city with this print of our 2018 artist, Nick Francesco. The original painting is the one hanging at Country Style Market downtown, if anyone wants to see it. It is a dramatic rendition of the Blue Water Bridges at night with a very dramatic sky. It is quite beautiful in my opinion. We are so thankful to share so much art and music with the community. Without the blessing of the City of Port Huron, we could not do it. Our group is very small and they work very hard on this all year. So thank you for what you have done to help us. We look forward to 2026. Many of the artists are already signing up and share that they love this show and want to come back, and this makes me very excited because, this has been a long time in coming. Mark your calendars, June 12th, 13th, and 14th. We have a lot to share in the next few months as we not only get the Blue Water area calendar ready, due to be released in October, but also prepare for Art on the River 2026. We want to thank you guys, and we want to thank all of you, because without you, the support of the actual city, and all that people come out and see it and say nice things to us and keep us, feeling good about ourselves, because it gets kind of labor intensive. We want to thank everybody for everything, and Dawn has a painting to the print of the one that's at Country Style Market.
We will accept that, Trina. And we can't, you know what, and that thanks goes both ways, because you guys put a lot of sweat in that, in your hearts, and you make us who we aspire to be here in the city of Port Huron, a great city.
Thank you.
Yeah, city of Port Huron.
Good evening, Council. I'm Alexander Farquhar from 1224 Minnesota Court, Marysville, Michigan. I missed the Commissioners' meeting on fluoride in our water supply, but I would like to urge you guys to consider outing fluoride, as in the 90s, further studies that were made by the New Jersey Health Department confirmed a 6.9-fold increase in bone cancer. They found in 1994, in a study done by Bordeaux and the JAMA, Journals of the American Medical Association, found extremely low levels of water fluoridation to 0.1 parts per million still produced statistically significant increased hip fractures due to weakening of the bone structure. In 1975, Dr. John Yiannopoulos publishes a preliminary survey which shows that people in fluoridated areas have a higher cancer and death rate than those in non-fluoridated areas. The National Cancer Institute attempted to refute the studies a year later. The year afterwards, 1976. He joined with Dr. Dean Burke, who was the chief chemist of the National Cancer Institute, in performing other studies, which would later go on to congressional hearings, but those hearings would later be buried and the public would never hear them. According to the International Academy of Oral Medicine and Toxicology, they have classified fluoride as an unapproved dental medicine due to its high toxicity. On top of that, I'd like to say I have been in auto mechanics for the last 4 years. Within the Freon that is now used in vehicles deemed to be more environmentally friendly, it is still toxic to us. That Freon, R134A, uses 2 carbon atoms, 2 hydrogen atoms, and 4 fluorine atoms, which is where it gets its toxicity rating from. Furthermore, it was discovered in 1939 that if compounded and compressed with the organic compound phosphonic ester, which is used as a fire-resistant base stock in most hydraulic fluids. If compressed with fluorine molecular entity, according to the NIH, it creates sarin gas. This is a nerve gas that was manufactured by German chemical company IG Farben in 1939 and sold to the German regime during World War II, in which case they decided that it was so dangerous due to the fluoride rating, even the German military wouldn't use it in combat. To say that a certain amount of fluorine is safe, if moderated, a poison is still a poison no matter what it is. That's all I have.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Mayor, City Manager, distinguished councilmen and women, Kevin Watkins, Wells Township. I pay taxes in Port Huron because I work at the college. I just, you guys are heard of Steve Harvey. We all know him watching his shows. But you probably go back in your memory, you remember Paul Harvey. And Paul Harvey's known for saying the rest of the story. The rest of the story. Be careful with one side of the story with the fluoride. Okay, it's the reason why people didn't just wake up, scientists say, let's put fluoride in the water to kill people, to harm people. They did it for a reason, to prevent dental decay in young people at young age, especially those that had money to have parents taking them to the dentist. There's a reason, so do your studies. I'm looking at your faces as you hear these trauma alerts on fluoride. Do your homework. Please come to our advisory board meeting to listen to the rest of the story and then make a decision, especially, and also be very careful with mandating. Remember, that was a big thing during the pandemic, mandating your citizens that you're going to take the fluoride out of their water and let's put there for a reason. Let's take a pause, listen to both sides, listen to all the science. Those studies this gentleman just mentioned, I got studies that say that he's wrong. So you got to be careful with that. We're following the science, so please do that. That's one. Second is that, thank you, you guys have been very, very generous with the time tonight. Mr. Freed, is almost like people look at you as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They talk about Jekyll, but I know the Hyde. The man who's outstanding citizen here in Port Huron that I say he has a hood pass. And if you don't know what that is, after the meeting I'll let you know what it means. He cares about people, all people, and those even that don't look like him. So sometimes it's kind of bothersome to see the tax coming. No one's perfect. But I just want to mention that I know Mr. Freed for over 15 years, and I see a different side. And I think he was just recognized as being one of the best city managers in the state of Michigan. Maybe people need to look that up. It's real. It's not Memorex. Well, one more thing. I want to mention one good thing, guys. I remember being here when Dr. Snyder, bless her heart, and then our current president, Mr. Kurt Kramer, was in there fighting it tooth and nail with silver sticks trying to expand the college. And I remember that I stepped up and spoke and said, we cannot choke down the college, we must allow the college to grow. And it's happening. And this, I'm not sure if you heard it, this is official now that we have 2 dorms. Started out barely able to fill the dorms, now they're full. We have a long waiting list. With the dorm, the college just reached an agreement with City Flats to rent out the 2nd floor for housing. That's 27 rooms, probably 50 more plus students that will have housing. We have a long list of students, and a lot of our students are coming from Detroit, Flint area and beyond. They can't commute, so they need, that's one thing that makes our college great, our community college here, the jewel of St. Clair, is that we're one of 2 colleges in the state of Michigan that have dorms. And we have created a university feel on the community college campus that is used. And I want to thank this city council back during that fight with Silver Sticks to help and make that, allow the college to purchase that property for the field house and to expand. We cannot choke the college down. Thank you. Continue to do that. That shows that you have vision. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Watkins.
Brian Farquhar, 19th Avenue. This wasn't on the whatnot, but as far as the Silver Stick deal goes, we have businesses downtown dying because we don't have that support now. So selling the college for the arena for $1 was probably one of the biggest mistakes that Ms. Archibald, Ms. Ashford, and I think that's it for sitting up here right now voted for. And that's my opinion. And if you don't agree with that or you'd like further insight, go down and ask the gentleman that owns Coney Island how busy he is and how instrumental that was to paying his bills for the whole year. Look at the Brass Rail Bar that is now closed, that paid their bills for years off of that event. And the college has not brought one event to downtown that Port Huron Minor Hockey brings around. So Mr. Watkins, sorry about that. I'm not going to bring up the Detroit News article because I think all of the quotes in there were pretty dated. Part of that is not to bring it up, but Mr. Mosrak, the thing from there, you directly contradicted about the chicken ordinance again. When that was voted, you said in the Detroit News that you get great conversation with council, but then you said that you voted no because there was no conversation. So I think that you gave that statement back in the past, because I remember you saying that before during the elections at some time. So I don't think you said that in the last week or so, and I don't think that very many people that were quoted in that article actually said those things in the last week or so. I think that's the intent of somebody else drumming things up that aren't good for the city manager, aren't good for the mayor, aren't good for the conduciveness of business in this city, which is another thing I'd like to talk about, business in the city. I got cut off early last week. The parking downtown. I was in Traverse City this weekend. There's paid parking everywhere, okay? It is very affordable, though, at $1.50 for 3 hours. By putting paid parking at McMorran, you are tying the hands of other businesses downtown, i.e. the Wrigley Center, the Vintage, any of those places, because if we have an event at McMorran and that top dollar parking is paid, people are going to walk down here first. And they're going to walk. As many people as complain about walking and no parking in the city of Port Huron, I pay $50 to walk a mile to go to a Lions game in the city of Detroit. Okay? So just as 3 blocks, people are going to go down and they're going to park in front of the restaurants, they're going to walk down here, then people aren't going to be able to park in front of the restaurants to use the restaurants. So if we're going to start paid parking in downtown, let's do it everywhere. Let's make it affordable, let's make it a set price. This paid pass thing is crap, okay? Because at the end of the day, I can pay $100 for a paid pass and it doesn't mean I can go down to a Prowlers game and actually get a spot in the parking lot that I paid for, right? Like, kind of whatever. Next thing on the agenda tonight, we got number 12. I know it was added in there. I question, is number 12 directly in correlation just to pay for from city manager number 1? Just as a whatnot, because that there would be used for that. And we haven't really had a big storm or anything lately. I've got 7 trees in my yard and I have no branches that need to be picked up. Is this a one-time year thing we're doing, confirming, approving, single out special assessment for large brush and branch pickup in the right of way? So I don't think I need you guys coming and picking up branches for me, in my opinion, and I don't think I need an assessment to pay for it. I'd like something done about the parking downtown. I'd like, you know, as far as that goes, like I said, $1.50, $2, 3 hours, and then let's enforce it when the time comes, okay? Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, sir. Do you have anyone else wishing to come before?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Angela Dufresne, and I live on Parker Road in Fort Gratiot. I'm coming to you tonight because I get my water from the city of Port Huron. I have had to stop drinking my water over 12 years ago because of medical issues I have being aggravated by fluoride in the water. I have talked to my board about it, but they didn't vote to put this toxin in our water. Port Huron does that. Like the doctor has said, it will eventually be pushed out. But right now, we're in a time period where you can do what's right. And like Mr. Watkins said, do your research. So Fluoride Action Network has all of the most recent studies. They have the court developments in regards to water fluorination, as well as list of all the different communities around the country that have taken it out of the water. I am a little frustrated with the fact that here 12 years later, it's just now coming to a head. I know the Fluoride Action Network has been working on it for a long time, and it was originally put in the water to help the lower income population with dental decay, stuff like that. The difference is from 70 years ago to now, we've got a lot more programs in place for that population. And I don't think everybody should have to be dosed with a toxic chemical just to help a certain section of the population. When I was in elementary school at Lakeport Elementary, which is now closed, we had a bus that came and did fluoride treatments for the population that couldn't get to the dentist. I think there's a lot of programs like that in schools currently. There's just a lot out there that wasn't available 70 years ago when they made the decision to start doing this. So Fluoride Action Network, I believe it's fluoridealert.org. Do your research. Go look at the most recent studies. Don't look at one from 70 years ago. Look at the more recent ones. And I really hope that you guys make a decision to stop paying to dump this toxic chemical into everybody's water. Because I would love to be able to just drink the water out of my tap, but it's not safe for me. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening again. Vicki Blackburn. So, I read the Detroit News. I don't want to talk about it. What I will say is, when I saw the headline, I thought, I just saw the last meeting. I thought everyone, with no exceptions, was professional, reasonable, listened, gave appropriate feedback. So when I saw that headline, you could say I was triggered. That's my city. I love my city. It's my city. I love my council. It's my city. I love my city manager. Does that mean I agree with everybody? Not all the time, not on everything. Does it mean that every day I go home and say, what could I have done better today? What could I have done in a more kind, thoughtful, mindful way? Every day I do that. And my inventory is longer than you have time for today. So I would just ask that you please consider taking the evaluation private and then discussing what you need to discuss. And as Mr. Farquhar said, the information was dated. And I would really love to see you have the conversations that you need to have with each other. And instead of asking or saying, you did this, you did that, you said this, you said that, pause and say, how can I serve the council better? I'm in favor of the mayor city manager form of government. I do feel that there are some people that are trying to sabotage our city and our county, and I don't like it. And so I would ask that we remember that we have a lot to be grateful for. We have a whole lot to be grateful for. And to reduce ourselves to anything less than gratitude and looking out for each other doesn't deserve us, not only to us, we're adults, teenagers, young people. Teenagers learn conflict resolution, well, elementary students have conflict resolution curriculum. And I'm here to say I've been in plenty of conflicts, and I have a lot to learn about how to resolve conflict, but I'm coming here with a sincere thought that if I can serve you better, any of you do anything, I'll share quickly. I did go speak to the reporter. I met him in person for over 2 hours. And I asked him what his intention was with the article, and he quoted what I had said about people working together. And he asked me what I thought the intention was, and I shared that I thought the intention was to stir things up. And I did interview him as well and found that I really found him to be a delightful man, and we will be in touch. And we have an opportunity now, if all of you decide that you want to seize the moment, for him to write a follow-up article. And the follow-up article that we discussed could potentially be something like, how does Port Huron respond to conflict after an article like that is in the paper? So thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all the work you do.
Your time is now up. Thank you so much for your comments.
Hello, Council. Michael Ryan Kirchner. I'd like to keep my address protected at this time. I'm the one who was attacked downtown at the Roach that night by the SSA that resulted in the Joshua Cohen death. My condolences to his friends and family. You see, that wasn't an isolated incident. I'd been attacked 3 other times that week at places I'd frequented, as well as after that incident that night at the Roach. There were Aryans waiting back at my homestead for me to attack me again there. They've since made it very clear that if I return to my homestead, they would shoot my brother in the head and have me arrested for it. Now, to do a little rewind, upon arriving in Michigan, I'd found that the SSA had an illegal drug operation where they're manufacturing and selling drugs out of my deceased mother's home. It's been made clear that I'm not welcome there. I've gotten nowhere with police, sheriff, as well as the courthouse across the street as far as getting anything done by this. Now, they've all stood to make profit and monetary gain from this illegal drug operation. State police have been no help. They've been covering for both this, we got police, sheriff, and court covering for both this murder as well as the illegal drug operation. State police have been no help. Internal Affairs has called me a bundle of sticks and told me to go off myself. Another thing I'd like to make a statement regarding is my attempts to report child abuse, mostly pertaining to all my accounts law enforcement flooding all my accounts with child porn, along with pictures and videos of them raping my unconscious child and his missing mom. I've repeatedly tried to report this to police, sheriff, state police, Internal Affairs, DHR, and the courthouse clerk numerous times. Recently, the MDHHS I even went down to. I've pretty much exhausted my resources trying to report child abuse, and I have found I got pretty much the same response everywhere. They've all shown that they're real quick to turn their cheek the other way and close their ears. They have no interest in hearing anything I have to say. I'm not sure what's wrong with these people's training at all these places as soon as this topic comes up. However, I think that's something that should be looked into and should probably be addressed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there any?
Good evening. I'm Renda Jundisaman. I live in Lakeshore Road, Fort Gratiot, Michigan. I practice dentistry. I am a dentist for the last 30 plus years in Port Huron. Thank you for listening to me, first of all. And I am just talking about our concern as dentists and professionals about the fluoride and the idea of banning it from water. Over the decades, it has shown very clearly that fluoride does help prevent cavities or help prevent cavities. Obviously, it is not a magic pill. As long as it's regulated and the amount that it should be regulated, it has shown that with the help, obviously, the home care and all, that it does help. If you want to check in Windsor, back in 2013, they decided to ban fluoride from water. They removed it for 5 years. They went back in 2018 and put it back because there was 52% increase in decay in children, especially in low income. And you can look that up. You can ask the city councils in Windsor. This is a fact. This is not some online Googling. As far as the not having a water in the fluoride, we do see tons of decay in kids that don't drink the tap water that's fluoridated. Sadly, in the 30 years I practiced, I could even tell the kids that drink well water that doesn't have fluoride in relation to the ones with the fluoride. So this is pretty hard. It is 2025 now, regardless what studies were done in 1970. There's a million studies on both sides. But currently and today, you can ask the Michigan Dental Association, the state level, or you can ask the American Dental Association, the national level. They, to this day, keep doing their resources. They check their, all the studies and everything that's proven in facts, and it all has been still considered a very safe, natural element to be added to the water as long as it is safely regulated. As far as the court case that Dr. Nevin had mentioned, I think it's a California case. The court had asked the EPA to investigate. They had not ruled to change the regulation of the water. There is an appeal by the American Dental Association about this specific case. You can look it up. I am not making things up. I, as a local dentist, I have raised my kids here. They have the fluoridated water. Thank you very much. They have no cavities. I am very lucky. Doesn't mean that everybody that has fluoridated water won't have cavities. Sadly, that's not the case, but it does help, especially in the low-income kids that don't get to go to the dentist. As far as the lady that mentioned about the programs in school, yes, there is programs in school, and fluoride is recommended to be applied topically once a year at the dentist office, but if you don't make the dentist office, yes, you can hopefully sign up for those programs that will do it. That is not sufficient studies-wise to make up for not having water, fluoride in the water. Obviously, if you have it higher than the 0.7%, it can be toxic, and that's why it has to be regulated, and it has been for decades. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Concerned citizen, Port Huron, Michigan. Will not give my name. The problem here is nothing gets done in this town. I really appreciate you there, Mayor Ashford. You listen. I see a wastegate of people up here. We need things changed. Freed's been getting way too much money. He doesn't do a damn thing for this town. I don't see anything happening. Only thing I see, excuses. We're tired. All of us are. That Black River wastegate should be taken care of a long time ago. He's been playing around with this for a long time. People need things taken care of. Our roads are falling apart. Nothing gets done unless Freed says so. That's what he says. He tells everybody. The Princess of Port Huron. We're tired. He needs to get out of here. You need to vote them out. No one here wants them here. This is a bunch of nonsense. We just keep on going with the same nonsense over and over again. If you want to go and talk to Freed, go down to the Casey's and visit them for some libations. That's about the only place you're going to get anything done there. This town is bought and paid for. Nobody needs that. This is criminal now. It's become criminal. He goes around and tells people that they have mental problems. I think you have mental problems, Freed. I think you need to get some help. Maybe go drunk driving classes or something. It's a bunch of nonsense. We need things done. Do something. Once. 18 years. What have you done? You can't say it, can you? Because you don't have anything that you've done. Nothing for this town. I'll tell you what you've done. You laugh every time you go to the bank. $5,000+ a week? For what? You just sit here and blink? Walk out because she doesn't trust you? No one in this town trusts you. Rough deal for you, isn't it? 18 years of nothing. Getting paid that much. $400,000 with fringe benefits. You're not worth $400 a week. Thank you, Mayor. You have a wonderful day. The rest of you, if you're in the same boat as his, we're tired of the good old boys. We want America here. Port Huron is for Port Huron people, not for deep pockets. And you have to pay for it, get something done, to free.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, okay. All right.
Rachel Farquhar, 19th Avenue. Good evening to the council and to Mr. Freed and to our city clerk. First, I want to invite the public and the council and the mayor and our city workers to join Blue Water Safe Horizons for our newest fundraiser, which is the Jeep Poker Run. We're going to start at the Dorsey House, and then we're going to end at the Blue Water Ally Center. Thank you, Barb and the Blue Water Allies for that. This event is going to take place on August 24th. For those who don't have Jeeps and don't want to partake in the run, you can join us at 5:30 at the Blue Water Alley Center for music and beverages and snacks. There's going to be a great food truck there, Mama's Kitchen food truck, and we're going to have lots of fun. Then secondly, another event I would like to invite everybody to is, takes place on September 6th, and it's the Tires and Treads Community Project Car Show. I'm gonna end up being there myself with my chicken petitions. I would like to thank the city clerk and the city manager, the city attorney, for all their help in guiding me in the right path as far as submitting a legal petition goes. Last month I was here and I let you all know I had my petition ready. I had 300 signatures. There's some issues with my petition that made it not legal. So for anyone out there that's looking to create a citizen initiative, make sure you bring that initiative to the city clerk and she'll give it to the city attorney and they'll make sure it's legal. There is actually the company that you had given me, Cindy, the phone number for the printer, their document is outdated. It doesn't have, even though using that document would have been substantial, it still had issues. It didn't have some of the designations that it needed to have. So, and then there's other things that it didn't incorporate. So for those of you who want to make change in the city as a citizen, utilize our city's resources that are free to us as citizens, and that we can initiate the change that we want and not just leave it on the council's shoulders. I think that's really important to know as a citizen, how to work with our city government to create the changes that we want to see. I think that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Best for last. First, the live stream must be put on YouTube after the event, because my sister's trying to watch it, but my mom's watching on Comcast, whatever. I'm sure it'll come up later. Curtis Carl, Port Huron Township. I want to start off with something that's beautiful in our city. I don't know if you guys drive around and see people's yards and maybe notice them. And somewhere near your neighborhood, James, and I don't know if you've been by 2929 Omar, 2929 Omar. That yard is cherry, everything about it, the house, the yard, there's not a weed to be found, the grass is perfect. If you guys are still giving out Best Kept Yard Awards, I nominate them. Not sure if anything goes with it. I know we do a lot with Casey's, maybe he could donate a nice gift certificate to these fine people or whoever would be in the running for an award like that. I know that it used to be done because Tracy Cole had received it some time ago. So please recognize that person. Can we get the jungle at the 12th Street boat ramp fixed on the west side? I paid my $30 or whatever, 25. And when that's the only spot, I got to park in the trees. It sucks. It's bad. I'm not going to trim your trees, and they're not even your trees, they're Lixies possibly, but it needs to be taken care of as soon as you can. The pocket park, nice to see some movement there, but what I really don't understand is, was there ever engineering and architectural studies and stuff that we paid for there? I'm not a rocket scientist nor an engineer, but I do understand that when you go trying to have some big posts holding a sail or something and you're that close to the river, I'm not sure if that was ever going to pan out. So now we've got a different approach, which is good. We're going to have a roof over it, and it should all pan out, and it's good. It takes time, I get it. But the poles wasn't a very brilliant design. It was cool and all, but whatever. The wastewater treatment plant. I know it's ongoing. I know you're looking at a new system, whatever. Have we talked to Marysville? As long as I ever remember, Marysville has never smelled. Their wastewater treatment plant is right on the corner of Huron and River Road, right across from the beach, right across from the park. You'll never smell it there, ever. Go take a field trip down, consult with them guys, whatever. They probably got some information that'd be really good for you guys. The canal, you know, I can firsthand say I experienced it now, and it really sucks. I took my first trip out to the lake, out to the past lakeside. I can't afford a very big boat. I've had a boat 30 years. It's my boat. It's not much, but it gets us out there, about 19 foot. And I'll tell you what, going out was bad. It always is, and I always come in the canal. I don't have that option no more. I had to come back in under the bridge. And I'm a good boater, but if that boat ever dies, I'm going to make a headline in the paper. I'm going to be the boat that sank underneath the Blue Water Bridge because it took on water. It was scary for some people, but I took it very well. We'll talk more about the canal another day. Things could have been different. We have a local company that could have fixed that gate for probably nothing, and we could have spent that $250,000 to fix some of the erosion or temporarily stop it while we waited for money. And if I'd have been the one making a headline under the paper, in a newspaper, it's like you guys making a headline. And I didn't like that headline. I'll tell you what headline I would like to see, and I'm sure Mark and Sandy would say it if they were here too. I'd like to see a headline said, City Manager and Mayor of Port Huron questions the Attorney General on why charges haven't been brought up in the murder of Josh Conan. That's something that needs to happen. You guys want to work together and make a headline, make that a good headline, because I know we'd all appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You thought you were Hi. Trash the Clown. I'm around town. Let me first say that it's a good thing no one's read a newspaper in like 10 years, right? Listen, if you're given a platform, which you are, or a stage, or a seat, or a microphone, you ought to use it for the good, especially when you represent a city. You don't represent yourselves. You represent these people and the people out there who haven't decided to come. Everyone should come here because, there's fights and stuff. People pay money for that. You can just get it here for free. Every opportunity that you have to speak about the city that you work for and the people that you work for should be for positive things. I got interviewed a lot like last year. You can tell them no. You can say, I'm not going to answer that. Mayor Ashford, I think you did that. When you don't have something nice to say nothing at all. I think you guys learned that in kindergarten in human school, yeah? Use your words for good. Use your words to project, to push the city that you work for into the future in better ways than it's ever been. That is your responsibility as people sitting up there and as people that represent your town. It's sad that a clown says better things to the press about the city than y'all. Like, just take a lesson from the clown. Be kind, be good, go outside, pick up trash, work for your community outside of here. And also transparency, that's another thing. Closed meetings? Who do you work for? We should probably see those things. So yeah, you work for the town. Let's make the town better. We can be better, absolutely. We can always be doing more. And that's what we should be thinking of every time we're here, every time we're out there. What can we do to make Port Huron, beautiful? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Kind of stiff. Long public comment. Good evening. My name is Dawn Falk, Port Huron Township. I would like to speak about the topic of fluoridation of the Port Huron public water system. I would very much like to see it removed in Port Huron and throughout our county. As we are learning, there are many hazards of fluoride. Fluoride can attack the brain, the endocrine system, skeletal system, kidneys, liver, gastrointestinal system, heart, and there's a potential leak with fluoride to cancer. Now, I will admit that fluoride applied topically to the teeth can be beneficial. Keyword is topically. This can be accomplished with fluoride gel treatments, foam, or varnish put on by a dentist, periodontist, or a hygienist through a dental office. At home, applications include toothpaste and mouthwash. Fluoride is also readily available in processed foods, drinks, tea, pharmaceuticals, and environmental exposure. Fluoride is also available through supplements such as tablets, drops, or lozenges. Unlike other dietary supplements, fluoride supplements cannot be purchased over the counter. They are available only through prescription. And even though fluoride supplements are prescribed by either a dentist or a pediatrician, and have been prescribed that way for over 60 years, fluoride supplements have never in fact been approved either safe nor effective by the FDA. In fact, even the American Dental Association and other pro-fluoride organizations no longer recommend fluoride supplements for infants under the age of 6 months. I am aware that tonight there was a dentist, we've had periodontists and hygienists speaking at these meetings also, speaking out in favor of fluoride. But as a matter of fact, the biggest pro-fluoride lobbyist group in Washington, D.C. is the American Dental Association, American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Medical Association, the CDC, and the WHO. So of course, the dental community is pro-fluoride. But as a former nurse, again I say, what about the rest of the body with the fluoride consumption? I believe it's only a matter of time before the EPA takes regulatory action to ban fluoride, especially in regards to children's neurological development at the recommended current levels at 0.7 parts per million. What I would like to see is the dental community working along with our St. Clair County Health Department in order to come up with a solution for vulnerable residents. It's better to start a dialogue now and get ahead of this problem, like Dr. Nevin says. Start putting together a framework. Much has changed in the science of public water fluoridation since it was introduced in Grand Rapids in 1945. Science is ever evolving. We need to keep up with the science. We can do better. And I sent you guys all Dr. Nevin's fluoride memorandum and an interview that he did recently, a local interview, so I hope you guys take a look at it. And it's true what Mr. Watkins says, you know, he can poke holes and all the things that I say, and I can turn around and poke holes in all the things that he says. So you just need to do your own research and study, and it's very interesting. And Council Member Payton, I've got an article, actually it's a study that I'm going to be sending to you. so I'll get that sent to you. You talked about the natural fluoride, so I've just got, it's a very, very well-written article, so I'll get that sent out to you tomorrow. And that's it. Come to the Health Advisory Meeting. It's going to be August the 20th at the Don Dodge Auditorium at 9 a.m., and we would love to see you there. And we have public comment like here, and we'd like to hear what the residents have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I think I'll be the last one. Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council members, Madam Clerk, and Mr. Freed. My name is Carol Miller, and I reside in Port Huron Township. So many of us watch your council meetings, as many of the decisions that you guys make affect the many municipalities that are near us. Many of the citizens of St. Clair County are coming forward to talk about fluoride that is added to the water and asking to have it be removed. Much discussion was made at last Thursday's Board of Commissioners meeting. Dr. Remington Nevin, who you heard talk earlier, is standing with many wanting it removed. One gentleman that represented the dental community made the comment that the statement, and I quote, "better oral hygiene helps prevent cavities," is absolutely not true. I've been a nurse for 42 years, and I've seen people come in with bad oral hygiene, with systemic infections. If we stopped doing oral care, can you imagine what we would have? Giving the children the dental education, as Dawn spoke about, that we used to get would be a great start for better dental hygiene. A lot of you are too young to remember, but back when I was in grade school, we had the health department come several times, teach us how to brush our teeth, and then gave us a funny tablet to chew, and we all ran into the bathrooms and looked to see where we missed brushing our teeth. It was a lot of fun, but you know, I'm a lot older now, and I still remember that day, and it really made a great impact on how to brush your teeth. Diet is also a concern for good dental health, but we're seeing changes in that as we see with the change in government. Fluopray, SSF, is a common additive because of its low cost. If you have not gone to watch the process of your employees adding it to the water, please do. The MSDS sheet lists it as a level 3 toxin, and what that is short exposure that could cause serious temporary or residual injury, even though prompt medical care attention is given. It's really highly toxic. Many European countries do not add it to their drinking water, and this is often due to a preference for allowing individuals to choose their fluoride intake through other means, rather than through mass medication via water fluoridation. I also want to make mention too, if you notice, the dental community always takes and refers to resources that they have supported for different data and things like that. You got to look for something that's independent of the dental community, the medical community. When you make the decision to keep or hopefully remove the fluoride, please remember, many of us receive water from the city. We also live outside the area. Please think of the total number of citizens that your decisions do affect. We would like a choice of what we add to our bodies. For the benefit of teeth, we have dental offices that can apply fluoride directly, and it's also in our toothpaste. By the way, it also says on there, do not swallow your toothpaste. Many choose not to want it systemically. So please give all the municipalities you serve with water the ability to choose. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Jessica Jeffrey, 1013 Garfield. I'm not going to take up a whole lot of your time. I just want to break it down real quick about the fluoride. It is your job to make this decision about the fluoride. None of you are scholared on this decision. So after all of these pro and against arguments you've heard, it's your job to go home and do your own research. Go to these meetings that everybody's talking about and listen to the people that have done their research, that it's their job to know about what's happening, that it's their job, their livelihood to know more. You get to make the decision on what changes in our lives, but you guys don't know the ins and outs of this. So do your due diligence before you make that yay or nay decision. Also, I want to just put it in a little bit of perspective. We put fluoride in our water for a purpose, yes, 70 years ago, Well, there was also a time where Coca-Cola had cocaine in it. And that also only changed back in the 1920s. They took it out. There was also a time where doctors prescribed cigarettes to people for all sorts of different disorders. That only changed in the 1960s. A lot of people are still alive that were alive in the 1960s. What else? Oh, here we go. And the last lobotomy was done in 1967. The point is, science is constantly changing. We might have put fluoride in the water for a reason 70 years ago. We didn't know what the effect was on the entirety of our body then. We might have only known what it would have done to our teeth. Do your research, listen to everybody that talked today, whether it was pro this or against it, and take time at home to do your own research and go to the extra meetings to educate yourself before you make a decision for all of Port Huron and Port Huron Township and whoever shares our water that we use. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Cynthia Bankston, 3024 Thornhill Court. I just want to say I do have my teeth, and as a young poor person, when I was coming up, we had the box milk, and you know, we were poor, and it's still poor. And it's going to be more poor people, more poor children, because your Medicaid is getting cut off, some of them, so they ain't going to be able to go to the dentist. I have my niece in the home. She can't even go get some major surgery because she don't have a primary doctor because they won't take her Medicaid because it's on the freeze because of the cuts to Medicaid and Medicare. So, you know, fluoride didn't bother me. I got a sound mind, ain't nothing wrong with me, and you can choose whether to drink the water or not. You can drink bottled water if you choose, if you don't want to drink the water with the fluoride in it. Nobody's choking you and making you drink the water. Or just go get some filters, filter it out. All right. That's my little rant. But I want to invite everybody with the Port Huron branch and ACP on August 30th, 2025. Going to start at 11:30, where there's going to be a mixed high school, middle school band that's going to be down on the south end, Lincoln Park. It's going to be a free concert. There's Tony Jefferson, Denise Davis, and the Motor City Sensations, and Alexander Zonjic. If you know him, he's coming. He'll be there. And also there'll be free giveaway, Meyer gift cards, free bikes. Gonna be a giveaway for that too. And also a lot of vendors, a lot of resource vendors, a lot of people that's selling stuff. And food, if people wanna purchase. For the first 50 children, they'll get a free hot dog meal from Carter's Concessions, that's at the mall. They'll be someone will be representing them down there. Anyway, but it's a nice thing and it's free to everybody. And most people can't afford concerts, the poor folk. Like me. I can't afford to go sit in that Chris Brown, whatever his name is, concerts. But this concert is free and it's open to everybody. The police will be there with their bouncy and the video game mobile. And so you can bring your children too. So I just want to invite everybody, but you know, air isn't good to breathe. Everybody gonna, walk around with a mask. There's always something that people aren't gonna agree with. And it's always something that's not healthy for you. Breathing the air isn't healthy, but you're gonna still walk around. You ain't gonna stay in your house or in some secluded incubator. So, all what's good for some isn't good for others, but for those that it's good for, let it stay. Some people are poor and can't afford it. And as it gets, as it's going on, they're not gonna be able to afford to go to doctors. So let the children and the babies in the mother's womb, at least let them have some teeth. All of the ones that's complaining are, oh, you got your teeth or your dentures. Allow the young ones that's coming up to have the fluoride in their water.
Remember, you're addressing the council.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking to everybody.
Okay, well, you gotta talk to the council. They're here.
Yeah, I'm talking. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But anyway, fluoride's important. It's bad things everywhere. Bad things, the bioengineered things that's in foods. Read the label on the foods. You're gonna stop buying them too? Most everything we buy is gonna have bioengineered stuff. That's stuff created in the lab that we're all eating or drinking, because they add it, so. But fluoride was good for me, I still got my teeth.
Okay.
See, thank God for that, but you know, and I don't have cavities when I go to the dentist, but maybe it was due to drinking the fluoridated water when I was younger, so, you know, I hope y'all got your teeth. I don't know, but that's all.
That's all the time you have, thank
My name is Elizabeth Somerville. I live at 1206 Plumber Court in Port Huron, Michigan. I'm actually would like to ask you to remove fluoride from the water.
Okay.
It's something that's been put in our water a long time ago, that back in the day, I think that they actually meant well. If we look back at history, the first place to actually put fluoride in the water was Grand Rapids, Michigan. Fluoride has been here for a very long time. I think that they meant well, at least the people, some of them behind it. One of the problems they had back in the day when they first had fluoride and they didn't know what to do with it is that they were getting this chemical from aluminum, fertilizer, iron ore from manufacturing. Well, how do we dispose of this? How do we dispose of this chemical? It's not the fluoride that you get naturally from well water or from the beaches or from somewhere else from your fields. It is a biohazard that they are trying to get rid of. Now they decided, we can market this, we can put it in. They found a study that linked it to how it would help teeth. If it helps teeth, that's wonderful, but it hurts other parts of your body that are more important than your teeth. And I love dentists and the nurses and the doctors. We go to them because we need them. This is not discounting what they said. I think that it's wonderful that we're actually having a discussion about this. And I'm glad that everybody's going to take time and really go and look at this stuff and actually do your own research because it really is important. For the kids, for me, what it comes down to is we have kids right now that, yes, they say that this stuff is good for you, but one of the problems even Dr. Nevin was talking about is that how much fluorine are they getting? We're getting it from our water. We don't know at what percentage. Well, actually, I do. I found out that in 2017, they did a study from Michigan that this county specifically had a percentage of 38%. By 2022, they upped it to 89%. What happened in 2022 is Michigan won an award because they upped the fluoride all over the state. So when people say they're not really sure how much fluoride we actually have actual documents saying they upped it. If they upped it here, they upped it everywhere else. We have it in our toothpaste, we have it in our drinking water. You think that they're going to take fluoride out of drinking water? Most of them don't. A lot of these places are getting it from tap water from somewhere else, unless you're getting it from like filtered from, or not even filtered, or however you're going to do it, osmosis or something. There's a lot of ways that they're missing some of this stuff. It says that we're not supposed to ingest it. It's supposed to be topical. If we're ingesting it, my problem is nowhere does it say that we should actually swallow it. If we put it in our water, how are we to not get away from it? I guess, yes, you could filter everything out if you wanted to, but it becomes long and timely and costly, when in all reality, if you think about the poor people in the poor neighborhoods, they don't really have a choice. And a lot of people are not actually doing their own research. They're not looking at where the stuff actually came from. Now, in the state, I know it seems scary to remove fluoride, especially since we try to be a little bit more cautious, where we're supposed to be at. But they are removing this in other states right now. In Utah and Florida, they are removing it. Other states are going through legislation right now to remove it. And our own government is actually currently working on it as well. What we're asking you to do before someone mandates you to take it out of the water, do the citizens a favor. Just take it out. That's all we're asking. This is a simple no-brainer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm
Good
Tom
evening.
Shear. I'm legal counsel to Crown Enterprises, which is the owner of the properties located at 218 Riverview Street, 2601 Omar Street, 2530, 2520, and 2500 Wright Street. My colleague Alan Green sent each of you a letter Friday afternoon via email. I brought extra copies with me today if anybody needs to see another copy. And as you know from that letter, which I would incorporate by reference into my comments tonight, Crown objects to the proposed rezoning of these properties from industrial to planned unit development, or PUD, and we ask you not to refer the matter to the Planning Commission. Crown acquired these properties back in December of 2023 to use for industrial operations. This is a 12-acre site formerly home to a paper processing plant. It has long been zoned as industrial, and specifically M1 and M2. Consistently, the city's 2022 future land use map designates the area for industrial use. These properties are uniquely situated for industrial purposes with direct access to rail and water, and those are essential to Crown's business operations. Crown has serious concerns with the way this matter has been moved forward and objects on the basis of notice, process, and substance. First, regarding notice. Unfortunately, Crown was notified of an August 5th, 2025 rezoning hearing before the Planning Commission, which was to take place last week, by regular mail, with no prior discussion or engagement by the city. This just came out of the blue. Then, after being told that the matter was going to be up last Tuesday, on Monday, we learned that the Planning Commission had taken the matter off of the agenda due to some supposed attendance issue with one of the planning members. Then we received no notice of the hearing tonight, and it's only because we were checking the council's website that we discovered the hearing tonight. Second, regarding process, under the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act, a PUD rezoning requires a detailed site plan. It requires a statement of proposed uses and a thorough review process, and none of that has occurred here. The city's own zoning ordinance outlines multiple stages of review and public input for PUDs, but in this case, none of that's happened. The city is attempting to rezone the property without any of the required documentation or procedures. Rezoning to PUD without defined permitted uses or standards would effectively strip Crown of its ability to use the property. The proposed ordinance offers no clear guidance, leaving Crown subject to arbitrary decisions regarding its ability to use the property. All of these issues suggest that the city intends to commit a fundamental violation of Crown's property rights, and we therefore ask the council not to submit this matter to the Planning Commission. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I have copies if anybody would like to see the letter. If I may approach, I can.
I have
You have a copy? I can approach. Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Mr. City Manager, Madam Clerk, distinguished council members. My name is Todd Goss. My address is 12225 Stevens Road in Warren, Michigan. I'm the president of Crown Enterprises. Crown is a real estate development company that's based in Warren, Michigan. We're privately held. We don't use investor capital, so that makes us very nimble. We can respond to projects quickly. My purpose coming up here tonight, I've got two colleagues with me that can explain more of the procedural steps, but my purpose of coming up to you tonight is to tell you about Crown so you understand who we are and what we do. I have the distinct pleasure of leading a group of very talented real estate and construction professionals. Our footprint, we actively own property in 47 states, Canada and Mexico. The only states that we do not have productive property is Alaska, Hawaii, and Wyoming. We have about 480 productive properties in our portfolio. If you include the third-party leases that Crown manages for its affiliates, we have over 800 properties that we actively manage on a daily basis. Why am I telling you all of this? I'm telling you all of this because we spend a lot of time in these meetings. We spend a lot of time meeting with planning commissions. We spend a lot of time, politicking and talking about our projects and talking about the good things and, meeting with remonstrators that don't like our projects and trying to educate people. Industrial property is not as glamorous as multifamily or retail, but industrial property is what the backbone of the United States economy is built on. Industrial property is what puts blue-collar people to work. Industrial property is what helps people earn a decent living wage. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, we don't use investor capital. We're nimble, we're fast, we don't, require financing to get our projects going, so we move quickly. We saw an opportunity here with this property. We did our due diligence, we did title, we did survey, we did environmental, we looked at the zoning, we looked at the master plan. The master plan said it was gonna be industrial, and we took the property down. We own it. After we purchased the property, we met in this building with the city. The city knows who we are. This isn't the only property we own in the city of Port Huron, okay? So we've been a taxpayer here for many decades. So I'll leave, like I said in the beginning, I'm gonna leave to my colleagues here to explain the procedural defects. But my purpose is to tell you that we're here, we're available, we've got a website, it's got a phone number. If you call it, a real person answers the phone. You can reach out to us. We want to be productive. We want to work together. We don't want to fight. But we've got to talk together. We've got to work together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor,
Good evening.
City Manager, members of council. My name is Greg Oboy. I'm Vice President and General Counsel for Crown, Warren, Michigan. And I'm not going to be redundant to Tom and Todd, but I want you to focus on this resolution that's in your packet with regards to the item for rezoning 2018 Riverview from industrial to PUD. And I took the time to review your resolution against the language in the master plan. And I found this resolution to be incomplete and misleading, and I think I'm being generous with those words. The basis of this resolution is that the master plan wants to promote the waterway. Excellent. But I ask you rhetorically, what use in the PUD ordinance that is proposed here promote public access to the river in that ordinance? The resolution reads like a taking of private property. This resolution ignores the basic fact that the future land use map designates this property as industrial. It ignores immutable features of this property that were described previously, which is there's a dock there, there's a railroad spur there, there's a tall water tower with cell service right on the water there, and there's environmental conditions. And at this meeting that Todd referenced before, and we were discussing potential uses of the property, and I asked the rhetorical question of the city, why didn't the city purchase this property? And it said it couldn't because of the environmental condition of the property, which I now find interesting that they want to rezone it for public access to waterways when it wasn't good enough to buy it then, but it is now. The resolution in several recitals, parses words out of the master plan about access to the public, to the waterway. But it keeps saying, maintain public access. Well, maintain means you have the access. Public means it's owned by the government or it's for the public. This is private property, and I see this nothing more as an attempt, to take the property. I think that this resolution needs to be revisited, and I can't imagine that any of you would advance it. So again, I request that you do not advance this resolution for the rezoning to go to the Planning Commission. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else wishing to address the Port Huron City Council this evening? Hearing none, we will thank everyone who is still here for coming forth and speaking this evening. We appreciate you, and we will continue with our agenda. Okay. It's a public hearing, consent agenda. Okay, with consent agenda, is there a motion?
So moved.
Support? It was moved by Councilmember Mosrak and supported by Councilmember Lamb. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I will proceed to go through the vote, of which I will proceed to go through the consent items.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. We have 8 items on the consent agenda, and from the city manager, from the director of finance, we have one. It reads, receive and file notification that the annual conflict of interest statements have been reviewed and no discrepancies have been noted. And under resolutions, we have 5 items. Number 6, approving the release of utility easements in a vacant alley in the block bounded by 24th, Rural and Taylor Street and Lapeer Avenue. Number 7, designating the voting delegate to the Michigan Municipal League Annual Convention. Number 8, approving the qualified license establishment Huron Hospitality LLC Vintage Tavern, 103 Michigan Street into the Port Huron Social District, and recommending applicants be approved by the Michigan Liquor Control Commission. Number 9, approving the appointment of Jennifer Guy to the Historic District Commission with a term to expire March 10, 2027. Resolution 10, approving the reappointment of Robert Clegg to the Zoning Board of Appeal for the term to expire July the 1st, 2028. Resolution number 11, approving the mayor's reappointment of Thomas Gaffney and Craig Peterson to the Planning Commission for terms to expire August 11, 2028. And the last one, confirming and approving single lot special assessments for a large brush and branch pickup in the right-of-way. Now we will go from the city manager.
Accepting the bid from Gorno Ford in the amount of $119,970 for the purchase of 2 2026 Ford F-450 4x4 regular cab pickup trucks, and approving the bid from Truck and Trailer Specialties Incorporated in the amount of $92,320 for the purchase and installation of a Cry-Steel 9-foot select dump body, hoist, tarp, and hydraulic system for use by the Streets and Forestry Divisions.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved by Councilmember Pemberton.
Support.
And supported by Councilmember Mosrak. Any discussion?
Mayor
Hearing none?
Ashford?
Oh, yes.
Not discussion specific about this, but, and I was going to do this separately just through James, but I thought you might all want to know. I know a while back, James, I had asked for, it's been many, many years, but we talked about an inventory list, and you did that a long time ago. I think it'd be great if we all had an updated inventory list of all of the vehicles in the city, what department they're for, what their usage is, what is their useful life, and the replacement plan. So when we're looking at these vehicles constantly coming, we have something readily available to look at. Oh, yes, this is something we're just replacing, or this is something new, and we can understand what we need so many vehicles for.
Yep, we actually have a capital improvement plan that spells it out that I can get you tomorrow morning.
Great, thanks.
And also, as a friendly amendment to that, both of these, they're always taken out of the motor vehicle fund, and so we want to know how much that fund is, how much we have to do
Yep,
what
and
we
that's
have
on
to do.
page 2 of your memo.
Yeah. Okay. Any more discussion? Hearing none.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. From the city manager, number 2.
Accepting the bid from D&K Truck Company in the amount of $107,312 for the purchase of a 2026 model year chassis and approving the bid from Truck and Trailer Specialties Incorporated in the amount of $161,445 for the purchase and installation of a Cry-Steel 11-foot select dump body, salt spreader, and underbody plow for use by the Streets Division.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Councilmember Lamb and supported by, was it Jeff? Oh, Mosrak. Oh, Councilmember Mosrak. Any discussion? I would just like to say in both of these cases, just to the public, when we are selling these, it's noted down here that they will be put out to auction, so we will be getting some money back. So they're just replacements, just so you'll know. Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. From the city manager, number 3.
Accepting the proposal from Panchera LLC in the amount of $32,450 for the installation of a new playscape at Kine Park.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald.
Support.
Supported by Councilmember Lamb. Any discussion on this? Okay, another positive thing for our parks, which is always a good thing to do, and that is being taken out of our general fund. Mr. Manager?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Resolutions, we have 5 items under resolution. Resolution 1.
Authorizing 16 payments.
Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by
Support.
Councilmember Pemberton. Is there any discussion? I do have one discussion. If you will remember, during the last meeting, I had questioned, did one of the bills that we were paying, let me find it here. So was that your answer to that question I had asked, because it wasn't shown on here? We got a invoice, but it wasn't listed on the...
Yeah, I think the finance director may have emailed something out. I can dig it up for you and find out.
Oh, so this isn't it, because
It very well could be the one that was added on.
yeah, the G230010?
Yes, you are
So
correct.
this is the same one?
Yes. Yep. We added the invoice onto it,
Okay, so this one was what you gave us last?
but it wasn't attached the last time.
It wasn't attached? or
Correct.
File, so this is
Yep.
the one,
Yep.
okay. Right. Just want to make sure, okay. Roll call.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I would just note the change order the change order for the Trojan development it's for the coffer dam.
For the coffer.
When we originally installed the coffer dam, they were supposed to remove it so that they could begin work. Well, since we've delayed the construction of the coffer dam, we have to compensate them for the steel that's in the ground because they were going to reclaim that steel.
Okay, did it have anything to do any extra with the flooding? Did it have
Nope.
anything to do with it?
Nope.
Okay, all right. And due to that, I see we have a new format for change orders, or is that just paper, little amendments here?
We've been doing that the last couple of months.
I know it, and I didn't ask, but I'm asking now.
Yep.
Yeah, so what was the reason for that?
Just to add more clarity on what
More
on what it
clarity.
is, so people, it's a very layman's explanation of what the change order is for, so anyone can pick it up and know why it was changed.
Oh, okay, because it had a regular template and it.
Yep, just,
So all it did was just reduce it, so you had the information, but I just wanted to know.
yes, we
why
want to
it's
make
so
it
small.
more transparent so anyone can pick it up and
Oh, okay.
quickly understand what was going on.
Instead of picking up an 8 by 11.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Resolution number 2.
Accepting the proposal with DLZ Michigan Incorporated for professional engineering services for Phase 2 of the McLaren Hospital Area Road Reconstruction and Utility Replacement Project.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Mosrak and supported by? Support. Councilmember Lamb. Any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Most of this work will be starting this spring and throughout next year, so this is like the phase 2, so they'll design it, be getting ready for construction documents for the spring.
Okay, and I see, and some of the stuff have already been.
Yeah, in phase 1, south of Washington, that's taking place right now.
Okay. It's almost like just redoing that little whole area.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember, I think it was probably right after COVID or right before COVID, I remember a lady came who lived near Haynes Park and said, when are you gonna do something for our neighborhood and our roads? And so it's something we've been working on for the last couple of years to make that happen, and this is about $5 million investment in that neighborhood.
Wow, awesome. Okay. Where are we?
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Okay, resolution number 3.
Approving the professional services agreement with McKenna Associates Incorporated in the amount of $50,000 for the development of the city's comprehensive master plan, with expenses to be paid with Michigan State Housing Development Authority Housing Readiness Incentive Grant funding.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, moved by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by?
Support.
Supported by Councilmember Pemberton. Is there any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
The master plan is a very important document, and when we update the master plan, we really want to look far beyond Port Huron's borders to see what is becoming the best practices and standards around the country. So you want a firm that has enough urban planners and planners that are sophisticated enough to look around the country and say, what are emerging trends and things that we can do here? McKenna Associates is one of the most respected firms in the state. I have worked with them in the past in my previous communities. Their planning team is very extensive. If you look at their client list, they have everything from Ann Arbor to Erie, Ohio, to everybody. And so we really wanted to get a deep bench and talent for this if we're going to make substantial changes in our zoning.
Well, I did take, anybody have any comments on this before?
Mayor Ashford?
Yes.
James, what is the timeline of the plan to be completed, and that is it a 5-year plan?
It's going to be a 5-year plan with an update every 5 years after that. The Enabling Act makes us to renew it every 5 years. David, probably get started with the next couple of months.
May of 26 is the completion, May 31st.
Thank you.
What year was it? You said May of?
May of 26.
May of 26, okay.
And we did receive a grant to fund this.
Oh, okay, well, we did receive a grant, oh, okay. And so what was the total cost, and was it 50,000?
Yep.
50,000, okay. And a 9-month timeline, yeah, okay. Excuse me, and I see Jasmine, would you like to highlight anything in here for us? Oh.
I think you pretty much hit it all.
Oh, he said, yeah, he pretty much said it all, but you were the author. I mean, we have to, you're sort of like, he could say it because that was his job, but you did the work, and I want to know what you want to, what you can say to it to sell us. Because I see you had, you know, like a question, number one, why were they selected? Because I see you did have a lot of people there.
Yes.
And so we want to know why were they so, how did they stand out?
We received 4 proposals. 3 of the firms we received proposals from were smaller. McKenna was the largest firm. We had ranking criteria. They scored the best, and then we did an interview before we made final decision. The big selling point on McKenna is their staff was so well-rounded. They have someone who specializes in transportation, economic development, housing, graphics. So they're able to provide us a team that will create a comprehensive master plan that will really fit our community, and they have the expertise that we just felt like the other firms weren't able to provide.
Oh, okay. And I see where, and I concur with that too, because I mean, the housing, everything that we're facing, they had SMEs, subject matter experts, to interface with that and do a direct impact that we can expect.
Yes,
for the city of Port
and they're also willing to come on site. We will be, as long as this gets approved, we'll be having a kickoff at the end of the month, and they'll spend the day with us doing neighborhood tours, and they're willing to come to planning commission and council meetings, and I feel like that was kind of something that stood out. Some of the other proposals were willing to do it via like Zoom or other online platforms, and they're willing to be here in person.
Excellent. So really, they're just doing a 360. They're just taking it around and giving us over and beyond.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for the good job. Okay. Any more? Okay. Take the vote, please.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Resolution number 4.
Approving the agreement with St. Clair County Community College to assign 1 police officer to serve as college resource officer on the St. Clair County Community College campuses.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald.
Support.
Is there a second? Second by?
Lamb.
Councilmember Lamb. Okay, any discussion on that?
Madam Mayor, I would just note, this
Yes.
is just a renewal of what we've already been doing. It's been working out very well.
Yeah, providing extra service for the community college with our presence, keeps down safe, make sure that people are safe over there, so. Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes. Okay, resolution number 5.
Recommending and referring to the Planning Commission for their consideration the rezoning of the designated properties located at 218 Riverview Street, 2601 Omar Street, and 2530, 2520, and 2500 vacant lots Wright Street to a planned unit development district.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Mosrak and
Support.
second by Mayor Pro Tem, I thought it was, Pemberton, my apologies. Second by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald. Is there any discussion? No discussion? Okay. So, okay. Well, I do have some discussion. I just, first of all, I wanted to thank Crown for coming before us this evening. And it seems like in the letter that we got ahead of time, it kind of helped me get used to kind of what kind of dialogue, response we could have. And I was kind of, concerned about the timing of events, and then the holes that I picked up on our part that we didn't feel for you all, and I just didn't know exactly what was going on until you all came tonight. So I'm glad you came tonight to feel that and complete that thought process that I had. So I just want to thank you for your time, that you put into this. And I know it's a very serious venture, so taking it very serious, as we should.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes.
I do have a question. If we could have them let us know what their intentions are for the property?
You know, it really doesn't matter at this point what their intentions are. We don't know what their intentions are. So right now, this is just sending it to the Planning Commission for them to review. This plant's been there for over 100 years. It now is no longer in use. It's a vacated structure. So now is a good time for the Planning Commission to kick the tires and see if they want to recommend something back to us. The due diligence process that was outlined by Mr. Scheer in the Michigan Planning Enabling Act is exactly what the Planning Commission will do if we send this to them.
Okay, thank you.
And our attorney has worked on this entire process, and it has been done properly.
Oh, has it, attorney, excuse me, have you worked on it? Oh, not you. Well, I still would like to hear if Councilmember Payton's question answered. Are you prepared to answer that? What do you have any plans?
Madam Mayor, I recommend we not get in that dialogue tonight.
Why is it a long dialogue?
I
Or
would-
you don't have anything to do? Is it long a dialogue or what? Okay, just a minute.
There's no plan today.
Oh, okay, thank you, and that's all. It's just short and sweet. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Thank you. We just want to give some due process here and some respect. Okay.
And
Answer
Madam-
your question?
Madam Mayor, I do have
Yes.
a question. So this resolution is just referring it to the Planning Commission, but then they would have to come back with anything before we'd vote actually what they recommend. So all we're asking is just them to take a look at it. That's all we're doing at this point?
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
So if they don't take a look at it, I mean, if it goes the other way, what are we saying? What message is that? If it doesn't go?
I don't know. We're recommending that we take it to the Planning Commission.
Well, that is what is before us. This is oxymoron. So if it goes to the planning committee, what are the consequences? I think that's what you are saying. Will the consequences, we still be in the same part? It still could go either way. Is that a true statement?
About what?
What we're saying, that this resolution is saying that, yes, we want to refer it to it, or no, we don't want to refer it to it. Why wouldn't we want to?
Why would you want to?
Yeah.
Well, I think we want to make sure that that property falls in line with the long-term goals of the master plan and the community goals that are stated in the master plan.
Okay, and now that master plan, the way you have it now, not the new one that's coming up, you have this one, what are we going to be referring to, this master plan or the one that's already in place?
Or both, given the timeline right now.
Okay, given the time limit.
Yep.
And so we have the, I guess, the heads up that we could do whatever we can to the master plan, it still will cut them out.
What do you mean cut them out?
Well, it's according, you said according to the master plan could lean this way out of their favor.
All we're simply doing is recommend for the Planning Commission to take a look at it. That's all we're doing tonight. And have them send back recommendations.
Okay. Take the vote.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Councilmember Payton?
Yes.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
No. Okay, motion carried. Okay, and now we're at our announcements here. City offices will be closed on Monday, September the 1st for Labor Day. And the next our regular city council meeting will be September the 8th, 2025, so we don't want you to forget that. And right here, I will insert, does any of the council members have anything to bring to the table tonight?
Actually, I do, Mayor Ashford.
Well, thank you.
I want to speak to the Detroit News article. I know no one wants to talk about this hot topic up here, and I know that you don't want to see us have any discord, but that just isn't possible with so many different personalities up here, and I think it's okay if we do have some respectful discord. I do want to say that on a personal note, this is the anniversary of my mother's passing from dementia. I know all too well about that disease, my grandmother, my grandfather, my mother. I do take strong offense at that being wielded by Mr. Freed. I will say that in my personal opinion, and I do not have a medical degree, and neither does Mr. Freed, that I do not see that in our mayor. I think it's a dangerous and slippery slope to make a statement like that when you do not have a medical degree, to even imply, to plant that type of seed. I take deep offense at that. So as someone that has seen it firsthand and caring for my mother, I would caution you in the future as to the things that you say without the expertise. Respectfully, thank you.
Well, thank you so very much. Thank you, guys. Okay, is there anything else that needs to be brought before us this evening? We had a lot going on here tonight, but I would like to add, I did have two correspondence that I wanted to report on. I'm just going to say his name is Aaron, and he called, and he's going into surgery, or did have surgery, and so he's kind of in a recovery. He said, but I wanted to be there, Mayor Ashford, and I wanted to talk about the Tainer Gate. So he was saying, are we paying for this? It's the city's money, and I told him thus far it is the city's money. And he also mentioned the Park at Park. Where are we with that? And I guess on his way through there, he see that there's some more stuff going on. So could he get an update on the Park at Park? Do you have any update on the Park at Park?
Yeah, the redesign is just about incomplete. Construction is now beginning to pull out the concrete that was done improperly. The concrete was unacceptable, so we had to remove that. The wind sails did not work out there because of the soil composition, the compaction of the soil. And so we pivoted. We have some funds in the Water Street TIF. We're taking it to the DDA to build a structure above it. That'll be a lot more useful for outdoor concerts and venues. It'll have lights underneath it. So it's back on track. It'll hopefully be done early this fall to get it done. But this is, again, we will not accept shoddy work. And when mistakes are made or shoddy work's done, there's two things. One, you have a culture in which people admit mistakes and they correct them and not conceal them. And two, when contractors don't live up to our expectations, we hold them accountable. And so I think we never want to draw a line where we're accepting shoddy work because we want to avoid public criticism that it took a little bit longer. We want it to be done properly and right, just as if we were spending money at our own home. And that's how we treat taxpayer money. If this was our own home, would we take unacceptable work and pay for it? And the answer is no.
Okay, and with that, I'm glad you mentioned the money. He said, they went back doing this. Is it on our dime, the taxpayers, or who's paying for it?
No. The design changes, the new structure will be a part of the Water Street TIF, which is not general fund money.
Oh, okay, so, but we still, the money is captured through the TIF. We'll
through the
pay
TIF
that.
for the purpose of capital projects in that specific area.
Money that we've already paid into to create that TIF.
Correct.
Okay, that's what he wanted to know.
Mayor Ashford?
Yes.
If I may? So you answered the question about who's paying for it, but what is our vetting process for contractors? Because we've been down this road before.
Well, the issue is we have a good vetting process, and with this contract, we had no issues until this part.
But we also had it with the water filtration plant.
That was not a contract issue, it was a design issue. Meaning they were using new technologies that was designed before my time, and when they implemented it, it simply didn't work. It didn't capture the right ammonia levels, and also the baseline assessments were done properly. So it was both essentially a design issue based on faulty information. And that is well underway as well. The odor control system is well underway, under design, and ready for construction soon. And we are using tested and true technology of a charcoal carbon system.
Answer your question. Question, okay. And then we also, ladies and gentlemen, we also had I had a call from, his name is was it Kibbe?
Yes.
James, was it?
Yeah, James.
James Kibbe. And James is, he's legally blind, and he sent us a message through the phone that I want to thank the clerk's office for taking that. And I couldn't really understand what all he was saying. Could you figure it out?
No.
Well, we just want him to know if he's listening that we did get it, and we'll try to give him a call back to see. The only thing I understood was something about some papers that he wanted us to pick up. Is that correct?
I would have to listen to it.
You have to listen to it.
It was very hard to understand.
Yeah, something to do with
Yeah.
World War II or something. But anyway, so I just want Mr. Kibbe to know that we did get his call, and we'll circle back around with him. And let's see, and then we also had another call from, I think I got it, okay, in the Tanner Gate, okay. And I did give him the news about the Tanner Gate. He wanted to know if we, Representative Pavlik went there, he must didn't get the news on that, so we took care of that. And then for a bit of good news to everybody, I had a very productive week last week. Went to the mayor's conference, workshop conference, had a lot of things going, and I think it was just probably a blessing in disguise when I got there. Heard a lot of news, some bills, at least 4 of them, that they're in the House. It's a House bill for chickens that they're seeking to do something. You may want to look that up because I think they're speaking your language. You already know about it? Okay, and they couldn't get to these House bills because, the inactivity up there in the House. So that was spoken about. And then the housing dilemma that everybody's having. I had a communication from one of our leading residents asked and said, well, Anita, I think maybe we need to declare housing as a crisis. Well, it's already a crisis. It's a crisis not only in the state of Michigan, but probably in the whole United States. And so a large part, at least half a day, was spent towards the housing element. I won't bother you with the details, but it was really rich in content and substance. So went through that. And then we also, believe it or not, they had drinking water on the agenda. So it was really something. I wish I had enough time to share some of that with you, but it was very insightful, productive, and it's just rich. And I found out more so, which was greatest for me, was the networking that was done. We didn't have time for, most people call it not garbage because everything is concerned with us, but we were so concerned about what we could do to take back as a resource to make our communities better. And Portage, the Honorable Mayor, Patricia Randall, they really, the city was so welcoming. It was awesome. We went to, she took us to a venue where they had the amphitheater, not too far from their city hall, and it was like scores of people, I think about 300 or 400 people, and she had a special section for all the mayors in the state of Michigan, and then we had some one-on-ones too. We had Duggan, he came, talked to him, and then the lieutenant governor, he was there, and so it wasn't who's who. Everybody was on the same page. Everybody was looking what they could do best. They didn't have time for anything else. These were true up leaders trying to network and do what's best for their communities. And that's what I want for us as a community, to do our best. So that's why I'm always trying to stay focused. It's about the people. It's not about me. It never, ever will be, and I don't want it to be. But the part of me that wants to be is whatever we can bring here to make us better, that's what we want to do, and we want to do it together. So, and we got some roads that you can turn in, but you know what? There's one thing in life, you have a choice. You always have a choice, and let's hope it's the right choices to do the right thing, but do what is right by the right thing. It's a difference. So it's like the clown said, yeah, that positivity will go a long way. So thank you. So with that, we have another item on the agenda where we will be, the city manager had asked to go into closed session to discuss performance evaluation, so we have to take a vote on that. So is there a vote to go into closed session?
So moved.
Moved by Mayor Pro Tem Archibald
Support?
and supported by Moseret. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Moseret?
Yes.
Councilmember Peyton?
No.
Councilmember Pemberton?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Haremza?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Mayor Ashford?
No. And the motion carries, and they will be in closed session at this time. And is there
So we'll move to
move?
Move to 101.
We will be moving to 101, and this meeting is adjourned.
Mayor Ashford.